What's going on, trash cans? Welcome back in for our midweek insight, our inventory update, and what we are getting ready for this weekend, which is our longest and largest show we will be live streaming and taking part of. So last week you saw we had roughly about $3,000 of inventory that we brought in, new stuff. So this week's a little bit different. We did spend a similar amount, but we do have some new slabs in our inventory, and we have some new raw singles in our inventory and stuff like that. So we're going to be bringing those in. And what we're going to be doing is going through, highlighting the stuff that we got, and then tomorrow we'll be doing all of our pricing and getting ready for Friday because we have our live stream start Friday afternoon, roughly 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now, what we're looking for to do is just go through everything because I actually forget a majority of what we got on Saturday, and then some new stuff that we picked up today, which is all binder stuff relative to collection, and then go over our slabs and kind of like look at what the market is doing for modern sets, black, white, Destined Rivals, 151, and just kind of see where the market trends are and how that's going to affect us as a vendor going into this weekend. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna start with the stack on the left because this is all the binder stuff that I got today. And then I'll go to this little stack right here, and this is all of the hits, the big stuff on the right that we'll be doing after. So we'll just start with the first set. So this is all binder stuff that we got. Sorry, this is all the stuff that we opened. I lied. It's all the stuff that we opened. I forgot it was there. Ignore me. This is just all binder stuff. Okay, so we have a whole stack of like EXs and full arts and stuff like that. All these are pretty much dollar cards. So if the camera to zoom in there, my Streamlabs is acting up. There we go. All right, so we have a Zacian, Cyclozar, Quaquaval, Radiant and Amorous. That's a really cool card. The Quagsire promo, Venusaur from Stellar Crown, Blastoise from 151, some Mega Venusaur, Venusaur EX from 151 again. So this is a Terrestrial Festival Leafeon EX. We have the Reshiram V, Dialga V, Lucario V, Iron Hands, Morpeko, Marnie's Grimmsnarl, several of those. Again, a lot of these are dollar cards. The Pekarant EX, Cynthia's Garchomp, Nidoking. We have the Pokeball Snivy, Nidoking EX, the promo, the Zamazenta V-Star, ×2, Team Rocket's Mewtwo, Goodra V-Star, Giratina V, Terapagos, Mamoswine, and then Maximum Belt. So a lot of these, like I said, will be for our dollar binder. The $2-3 stuff will go into our other binder, but that's why we got it, because we were short on binder cards, and so that's part of it. And then this is partial stack number 1 out of 2, about half. So we have again, all these are binder cards. The other stack has all of the bigger hitters that we're going to be going into as well. Reboot, Whimsicott, Jinx, Trainer Gallery, Iron Valiant, the Villain, Squawkabilly, Tornadus, Alakazam, one of the Ogre Pawns, Charmander, Iron Tusk, Master Ball, have no idea. The Alakazam EX, Neutralization Zone, Mantike, and Parasol Lady. The Mantike is not a binder card, by the way. That is like $17, which I did not know. We have the Obsidian Flames Fire Energy, Veluza, Wobbuffet, Slowpoke Master Ball, Glimmora, Druddigon, Mamoswine, Aerodactyl, Arboliva, Unknown, Gothittle, Harley Quinn, and the Parasect. And then we have the last little portion of our stack of cards. Actually need to set aside later 2 things that were not for the binder. Hi, Mama Panda. No worries, Fairlight. Thank you for stopping in. Much loves, Mama Panda. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Busy day. What did you have going on? Been working? Wigglytuff, Hoot Hoot, Teal Mask, Klotzer, Wooloo, Mainfoe, Snorunt, another Veluza, Superior, Jellicent, Genesect, Panpour, Tauros, Electrike, Boltund, another Thunderous, the Leafeon V-Star, the Master Ball, Boldor, and the Absol EX. Yes, you saw Wigglytuff going into the binder. That's not yours. So, what we're going into now is actually all of the. This is all of the bigger stuff that we got. I know that for the stream, I said that I would keep everything before we sold it, but we did move some stuff on our Sunday show to some returning customers that were trying to do master sets and stuff like that. Build a new PC. Just slide that in there. What are you building the PC for? Gaming or editing, or what are we building here? That's spicy. So like I said, this is the start of all of the heavier hitter stuff. So we have the Full Art Snorlax VMAX, very clean. The Sylveon VMAX. These are the prices that the gentleman wrote. There were so many of them, I just didn't feel like looking everything up. So, yeah. What graphics card did you go with? We have the Glass Birds. This is actually still sealed. This came down to like $100. It was like at $110, $115. But still sealed Glass Birds, which is pretty cool. Centering looks pretty good too on it. And the edge looks pretty clean. Then we have the Japanese 151 Ivysaur. The Darkrai V-Star. We have the 151 Bulbasaur. The Gothorita. It's like $30, I think, the Gothorita. Keldeo EX. The Psyduck from the other night. We're going to put this one out in our lower end case. We have Sawaddle. I'm sorry, Gothorita is like $12. Chandelure is like $30. I remember them now. No worries. I appreciate you stopping in, man. Have a great day. And that Psyduck. Be easy, Fairlight. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you stopping in. So that's partial stack number 1. A partial stack from number 2. Partial stack 2.0. So we have Entei. me see if this card's damaged or if it's the sleeve. Okay, it's the sleeve. We're good. Everything's fine. It is the sleeve, not the card. Got very concerned there for a second. So we have NTV number 1, NTV number 2, the Goldango SIR Paradox Rift EX, the Magurna EX, off-center, but still a really clean copy. It's only like $17, $18. The Mew VMAX, like $13. Sleeping Pikachu from the Trainer Gallery. Snorlax 151 promo has been roughly about $18 to $20 pretty consistently. The 151 Squirtle. Victini promo 1, 2, and 3. So we got those 3. We did get a wide range between like the $20 and like $80 in this stack, because there's a lot of good things in here that we're about to get into. So we have the Radiant Eevee from Pokemon Go. This is the tag team Megalopunny and Jigglypuff, but the secret rare. We have the Frostmoth, the Sylveon GX, Shining Magikarp, the Secret Mew. We have the Radiant Collection Flareon EX. This is a really clean copy of the Flareon. The Zamazenta V, Greninja and Zoroark, and the Bulbasaur. Full art from Mega and Blaziken V. I got the Bulbasaur because I really like the new artwork. So I know I'm not taking in a lot of Mega stuff, but the new stuff, the artwork is really cool, so I got one of those. So everything with the stickers from the same pile, the same collection. We ended up paying like roughly $800 cash for it. It came with this Palkia V, this Garchomp V. Did not come with this Reshiram. It's a different portion. Moltres and Zapdos, the Charizard VMAX, Pikachu VMAX, Glaceon GX, the Mewtwo EX is a really clean copy of this card, the Garchomp and Giratina, Marshadow and Machamp, and the Pikachu and Alolan Raichu GX. Or Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX, sorry. So we got those. We did get this Reshiram and Charizard GX. The alt art is actually a really clean copy of the card. It is near mint. No, that's not what we paid. We did give them fair market value for the card, but it's still a really clean copy. So that was pretty cool. Sorry, my Streamlabs is acting up. We got the Stellar Crown Bulbasaur. This is an awesome pickup for us. So this is the Radiant Collection Mew EX. It is near mint. It is in really good condition, especially for the age. So we got this. We got the Trainer Gallery Mimikyu, the Mew VMAX, and the Ethan Toho. This is the rest of the raw singles right here. We picked up, we have 2 of these. This is Shaman number 1. We got the Nagando and Guzzlord GX. We got the Gengar EX number 34. The Gardevoir and Sylveon. Another Secret Mew. Jasmine's Gaze. We got Wartortle because we didn't have one. Snorlax Trainer Gallery. Vulpix from Mega just because the artwork's really sick on the card. Ceruledge from Surging Sparks. Shaman number 2. And then we actually got a Mega Evolution sealed stamped Bulbasaur. Got this specifically because it was still sealed and it's the stamped. So I thought it was really cool. The Tinkatuff, Gardevoir EX, and then the Greninja and Zoroark Secret Tag Team. So a lot of great raw cards going out this weekend. We did sell a lot of our duplicates, but we still have a good amount of inventory. For this weekend, we're mostly looking to sell, actually, especially at like a big 3-day show like we're going to be doing. So we're hoping to do a lot of selling and or trading, primarily selling. And then we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new slabs that we took in. So slab number 1 was our biggest slab purchase, which was the Rayquaza V Alt Art. So this will be going out in the case Friday. I will be getting all the prices together and having my little cheat sheet, but we got this Bad Larry that we got in a big trade or buyout on Sunday. Slab number 2, which really isn't anything crazy. It is the Zacian EX from Journey Together. Still a super cool card, but like is overshadowed by Lily's Clefairy. The guy just wanted to get rid of it, so we, as a PSA 10, we took it in. Super cool, especially with the eye, the way that the eyes are hollow. I think that's really sick. So we picked this up. Slab number 3, not an expensive card, but one you don't see in a case very often. This is the Greedent V, the full art from Fusion Strike. Grand total market value is like $85 to $90. So not a super expensive slab by any stretch of the imagination, but for the quality of artwork, I think it's really cool. Slab number 4, we have our second big purchase, which was the Mew V, which we paid like 4 something for it. But so we picked this Bad Larry up too. PSA 10, super cool card. The raw copy went up exponentially in price, like 150. In comparison, I think this has a lot of room to grow for market value. But this, like the Rayquaza, just kind of like starting to grow our slab inventory. And then slab number 5, we actually traded this with Haunter Collects because I had the Glaceon VMAX, if you guys remember from the previous weekend, and he had the other 2, so we figured we'd put all 3 of them together. So I ended up trading him this Lily's Clefairy. Super awesome card, especially in a PSA 10. Not one that you see very often at a show, so that's why I wanted this, and then I could help him keep his set together with the Glaceon VMAX. So we ended up taking in this. So that was our 5th slab that we picked up. So overall, we've added some pretty cool slabs to our inventory, specifically the Rayquaza, Lily's Clefairy. I think the Greedent V is really cool. Don't get me wrong. The Zacian's sick as well, but like those are my favorite in order. But that's what we picked up this weekend. Now, for the remainder of the show today, I'm actually going to be looking at, because I haven't looked at the market at all, and just going to kind of see what we're expecting on card prices for 151 and big hitters like Mewtwo, and just kind of see where the market has gone, because we have not looked at the market at all, really. So we're gonna pull that up right now for you. We will be using TCG Player again, just because that is our go-to metric for pricing. That's where we grade or price all of our raw singles from. So that's what we're going to be pulling that information from. Let me grab that for you. Screen capture up. So we're going to kind of start from the top and just kind of see how the market's been trending. So we're going to start with Mega Evolution and just go down the line that you see and just kind of like investigate all of the most recent sets. There are other Scarlet Violet sets that we are going to like delve into later on, but we're just going to start off here. So we know that last week Mega Gardevoir was like 700. It's good to see like this market starting to stabilize a little bit. Lily's Determination has stayed pretty consistent, but this is because it's a playable card versus not. But you're starting to see the Acerola's Mischief drop. Marshadow has dropped aggressively as well, but that's because probably they're inserting the Japanese or Chinese cards to help lower that. And then, we're starting to see a little bit market stabilization. Actually, Mega Lucario, the Ultra Rare, has gone up. This used to be like a $22 card. That's gone up. The Vulpix has gone down, so I think we're actually negative on the Vulpix. from what it was when we purchased it, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm not actually sure what the Bulbasaur is going for right now. Bulbasaur stamped. So 32. So in comparison, actually, like not much price difference between that and the non-stamp version. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some manipulation as this card becomes more popular, much like the Reshiram, but that's neither here nor there. So that's Mega Evolution. We're going to take a look at Black Bolt. So Victini promo still's up there. Zekrom EX is still up there. Zekrom here, still good there. Seismitoad is still being pumped religiously. Can't fix that. And then some pretty stabilizing things for the Colossus starting to calm down after its like massive pump to like $60. What's up, Shaker? Snivy's calmed down a little bit too, so that's good. Some good market stabilization there. All right, White Flare. Let's see what we got. So we had the Reshiram. We had an option to pick this up, and we actually turned it down because I wanted to get more variety. So I ended up getting the Reshiram, the Zoroark, and some other cards like the Keldeo, just to get more inventory versus going into one card. So this way I can cater to more customers. But that's why we didn't end up picking this up on Saturday, which is all right, is what it is. But we did see one raw. The Victini, I wouldn't really know how to value the Victini. That's a hard one to say. It's just because the price is so high and so many people are aggressively manipulating the market that it's really hard to establish a good value on it. That's my personal thing, not that the information's not present there. So Team Rocket's Mewtwo, we know a lot of unregistered sellers. Then you have a registered seller at 665. So 560, 649, 650, 600, 504. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing these go into cases for anywhere between 600 and 650. I would even say some people might get a little bit aggressive and put 670 on it, especially if it's like a really good gradable copy. So I would estimate those prices to be there. Should have picked up more copies when it was like 330. Cynthia's Garchomp, 297 market. So this is probably going out for like 350. Crobat's kind of calming down a little bit. A little bit on that market retracement right there. Near mint 105. So this really hasn't changed all that much. Still pretty consistent on the Destined Rival stuff. Misty Psyduck at 67. Hyper Rare Mewtwo at 78. Nidoking at 140. You have Ariana Grande at 37. Meowth has come down a little bit. Roserade's come down a little bit. Houndoom has come down a little bit. Nothing too extravagant, though, on Destined Rivals. All right, Journey Together. Where are we at for Journey? Lily's Clefairy at 171. Salamence at 80. Enzrework at 63. So a lot of these prices are pretty consistent here. Articuno has finally like stabilized. There's not a lot of manipulation there. But as you see in Journey Together, like the price fall off is very, very aggressive. Let's see what the Reshiram. So yeah, this one all the way up to $40 and now it's at 21. So there's a lot of manipulation around the stamped Reshiram promo. Let's see, Prismatic. Prismatic's in a whole different ball game. So Umbreon is through the roof. Espeon, which we do have, we had a 260, I believe, last weekend. Let's see what market. So 238, 240, 240. So a little bit down. Nothing crazy. We do have the Iron Hands. We do have the Dragapult still. We did see a Jolteon, but they wanted to sell it as part of the collection. They didn't want to piece it out, unfortunately. So that's Prismatic. Prismatic's stayed pretty much the same. Terrestrial Festival Roaring Moon has cut in half by 50%. So we did sell ours last weekend when it was up. So that was good for us. Surging Sparks, we have the Pikachu EX. So we had this out at $355. So right now under market $367. Yeah, so I would be surprised if you don't start seeing these for like $370 price range. Especially with sales that have reached $378 right here. I would say $360 is a more conservative price point. So I would say $360 for the Pikachu EX. But the rest of the cards have actually come down a little bit in value. Jasmine's Gauge is pretty stayed consistent. Latios has come down a couple dollars. So it's good to see the market starting to come down off of its high ground, you know. Yeah. All right, so that was Surging. Let's see what Stellar Crown has to say. So Squirtle's still up at 82, Bulbasaur still at 65, Tropico still at 39, Dashbun at 30, Hydrapple at 21. So a lot of good consistency there. Just the fall off for value is extravagant. Like you're at 82, 65, and then within the first five, the top five most valuable cards have a $60 point price difference, but that is just people want these two cards, to be honest with you. So that's Stellar Crown. All right, Shrouded Fable, Earthen Vessel still up, Persian's good, Houndoom's still good, Duskull's still good, Monkey Dory's still good, Pekarant, Creselia's up a little bit, Dusclops, Dusk Noir, Horsey. The only reason that this ultra rare is so high is because it's played, by the way. That's why there's an ultra rare up at this price point. And then you have its lower end counterpart. Not by lower end, I just mean the double rare. That's what was really cool. Alright, so that is Twilight, or Shrouded Fable, Twilight with Greninja. Let's see where Greninja's resting at. So near mint 384. And you have an English one at 365. Don't think this will be there by tomorrow because it undersells everything by $20. Near mint but off center. So yeah. Greninja is just exploded as well. Popularity and consistency, which is to be expected. So that's all of those sets right there. If you guys aren't familiar, Mega Inferno has come out and been released in Japan. But as you see, like the Mega Charizard is $770, and then you have the SAR Charizard for $705, which is an insane price point, especially when we know once the English cards are released that all these cards are going to be chopped in half in value. But it's to be expected with the limited accessibility to products that we have in the current market and scalping being so prevalent. So yeah, that's an astronomical price though for a raw card. Not even gonna lie to you, that is super high. All right, so some other things that we want to check out, just kind of going into especially a bigger show, is Gray Felt Hat Pikachu. Kind of see where that market is at. I don't know why you're in Pokemon Japan. So market price $589. Let's see where. So you have a PSA 9 at $650, $679, and then you have near mint at $683. So $700 for a gradable near mint copy. That is a lot of money. So that's there. Let's see what 151 has to offer. Price card wise. So Charizard market price is $280. So this has come down a lot. But let's see where near mint's at. So you have Korean at $185, Korean at $190, And then you have near mints listed at 250. So yeah, this price is come down aggressively since this weekend. So this was up about 50 more dollars this past weekend for the Charizard. Blastoise, Venusaur, and Zapdos have all actually stayed about the same. Charmander's up a lot. Alakazam has dropped. Squirtle's about the same. Bulbasaur's about the same. So at least some consistency there with that. Ivysaur, Charisma's about the same. Invitations come down a couple dollars. Machoke's about the same. So these are relatively all about the same in market stabilization here. For these, metal cards come down a couple dollars while the regular ones stayed up. People don't really like the metal cards because they're heavier. I'm not really sure if we still have ours. I can't really remember. And then you have the other thing we want to look at. So Paldean Fates, Bubble Mew was been going crazy, but you also have the Charizard. So I remember to kind of like look at your what's available. So you have a 290, a 294 Japanese SAR, and then 294. So pretty consistent there. I think ours we have a 300. And then Gardevoir EX has gone up in price exponentially. PSA 10 has doubled over the last couple months. You have a Chinese near mint 260, Chinese light plate 225, near mint Chinese. You have a Japanese raw at 280 essentially. So go here. Cheapest near mint's 580. That's listed on TCG Player. So there is, again, we are starting to see, instead of just going straight up, we're starting to see some trending to the right, which is good, especially for these larger cards that are on the market currently. One other card that we wanted to look at, Mew EX, is the Flying Mew from the UPC promo. So this got a lot of hype, went all the way up to like $90, and this is kind of like now stabilized at that $60 threshold, $65 threshold, which is great because we wanted to see that market stabilization in the product. So there's that, and then you also have the Charizard V. So we did have a Brilliant Stars Charizard that we did end up getting rid of. As you see, we have the Shining Fates Charizard, but price was a little off for us. And then we have the promo. So we have this promo, but these have steadily been trending downwards actually in market value. So not that they're bad cards to have, it's just they're not very highly sought after unless people want to grade them. Not a lot of people want to grade them, to be honest with you. So just thoughts on that. So we have the Charizard V. There's another card that I wanted to. That's right. So Gengar. So this is the Gengar EX that we had. There are 3 near mint listings. We did end up selling ours. But we would love to we'd love for somebody to bring up another one in similar condition, just because having it was really cool. I really liked the card. It was really sick. But we're going to have to wait our turn for that. So that has continued to go up and trend to the right. You have the Gengar promo that you remember from last stream. Excuse me. And then we have the XY Phantom Forces 34. And then we had the other Gengar 30. This is 35. And then the Phantom Forces XY Gengar EX that we had 459. And then you had the Fusion Strike VMAX. So this one went up to like $50 at one point, and we're starting to see market come down there for that. And then you had the Trainer Gallery starting to drop as well. So we're starting to see, again, that good, consistent, trending to the right market stabilization that we want in our Pokemon market in order to sustain the market itself. Although there are some things that are expensive that I have no idea why, like this Holo Rare in the Stormfront rare, but I don't collect Gengar, so I'm sure that they're really hard to find, and that's probably why. So there's Gengar. So Snorlax, PCTB is still crazy. We did get rid of ours. We did finally see this in the wild, but he didn't want to sell it. Made us big sad. We have the Eevee and Snorlax GX, and then we have the Snorlax VMAX that you saw. The full art rainbow one that not a lot of people like. So just kind of like seeing where market is for a lot of these cards. Like is the thing is that we're starting to, with the trending to the right, we're starting to see people try to like dump cards off for a cheap price, and that's why you have to really be wary when cards go like on sale, because as you see right now, like we're all the way up here September 1st, and then we're all the way down here. But if you go in, and this is just for knowledge base, go and look at your price, you have, $75 is still the market for this card, right? So the market really hasn't changed. It's just you have all these people putting up Chinese versions of the card at $14, which drop the market value and negatively affect and impact how the trend lines are portrayed digitally versus not. So just some food for thought when you guys are looking at card prices or looking at vendor prices, and how do they get these prices. It's always good to do your research. Victini went down. This used to be 14, now it's down to essentially 12. So again, this is just because of availability. Like people want the card, but they're still printing the box sets it comes in. So that's neither, it's not bad, but it's not good, if that makes sense. Let's see. Charizard EX. So we looked at those two. I was actually looking for the Obsidian Flames one to see. So we have this promo. So Obsidian Flames down to 92. Kind of curious to see what this is. Conditioning, light play. So yeah, we're still at that same price point. We have this out for 85. We do know that if you aren't aware, the Japanese promos for the Charizard have come down in price. So you have a near mint unregistered seller and then a near mint registered seller at 420. So there is a listing at 389 if you wanted to roll the dice, but the price has come down a little bit in comparison for the hollow foil glitter cards. Then you have Greninja. So the Scarlet Violet promo has been pretty stable at like $61, $62. So it's not anything crazy either. One thing I do want to take a look at is celebration card prices. Celebrations, classic collection. So this is, all right, so Charizard's at 132, so this came down a little bit. The Umbreon Stars at 85, Mew Secrets at 53, Rayquaza's at 52, Shining Magikarp's at 34, Birthday Pikachu's at 26, Mew's just shy of 20, Reshiram's at 14, Zekrom's at 15, Venusaur's at 10, Blastoise at 13. So we're not still climbing to the right. We are trending to the right now with a lot of these market prices versus that. But what is a near mint copy? Okay, so 83.53, so 84 for the near mint copy. That's not too crazy, but that is kind of crazy. I am curious. Sun and Moon. So, product type, cards, sealed products. Lost Thunder, Celestial Storm. Celestial Storm. What is in Celestial Storm? Okay, so we have the Lesia, Rayquaza. Oh, we have the full art. This is the Rayquaza we have in a PSA 10. Did not know it was that expensive. Okay, Celestial Storm I don't want. So essentially what I'm looking for right now is kind of like looking at what would be a cool booster pack to potentially open if we get the requisite number of support for our Friday stream that will open Saturday. If we get the requisite support for Saturday stream, we'll give away 2 free slaps Sunday. So that's just food for thought. You know what would be a cool product to potentially find and open? I mean, Cosmic Eclipse definitely has a lot of potential with the tag teams, right? Because you have all of these massive tag team cards that you could potentially open. It's just I know that the pull ratios are absolute dog water. But Arceus Dialga would be sick. Reshiram and Zekrom would be sick. This would be sick. Yeah, Braxton. So what we might do is like go around the show and kind of keep this in mind. What's up, Monkey? Welcome in. What are booster packs of Cosmic Eclipse going for? This is what we thought. So we kind of figured maybe something around the $100, $150 price range. What's up, TCG dude? Welcome in. How are you doing this evening? Just kind of looking at potential Pokemon pack to open depending on how we do. I can't wait to see you either. Haven't seen you in a long time. It's been like a month. So, what's up, Personal? Welcome in, welcome in. Mimikyu's 46. What is it going for near mint is the real question. Near mint 45, 45, 46. Okay, so market is near mint. That's good at least. So we didn't totally get ripped off on the deal. But yeah, if you have like a favorite kind of older set, we tried to look at potentially buying a booster box today for Pokemon for Magic, but the shop that we went to, their prices were just well over what market was, and I'm like, I can't justify buying a Magic box for more than what I get them on TCG Player like that, even after tax. Just doesn't make sense. Just does not make sense. All right, so we looked at Celestial Storm. We looked at Cosmic Eclipse. What is in Lost Thunder? Again, this is just like assuming we can find one of these packs at the show to open, and assuming that we get the number of, because I mean we could do an Evolving Skies, but there's a reason they call it Evolving Cries, right? Or if they have like a 3-pack, potentially get a 3-pack. Sun and Moon Ultra Prism. What is an Ultra Prism? Oh, okay, that's what we did not look at that. So this is Lily, Cynthia, Leafeon, Glaceon. Not a big fan of the Ultra Prism. Okay. Because again, I would want to open up something cool, and I would want to keep it if we did open up something cool. So, kind of trying to see Forbidden Light. What is in Forbidden Light? The Lucario, Greninja, Dialga. Not a big fan of the rainbow art. So, what else we got? Besides, what would be another cool set that isn't too crazy? I need my Pokemon gurus to come out the woodworks and give me suggestions. Sun Moon base set I don't want to do either. We already looked at Lost Thunder. Trying to think about like what else I've seen at shows too, right? That are gonna have things accessible. I don't really want to do Evolving Cries because, well, of the name. But how much? How much is a God? Never mind. I don't know how much they went for, but that would be too frisky. That'd be way too frisky. I couldn't do that. Could not do that. Dragonite's insane. Dragon Majesty. What is this? What is in Dragon Majesty? You would think that with the price, it would have more expensive cards in it, but it does not. Oh boy. Actually, what I think would be a really cool, this they like one of the premium collections, because this has these two promos, and then it has Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, but it's massively expensive. So maybe not the ultra premium collection, like for the do a pack, right? But if we continue trending to the right like we are for our live shows, definitely consideration for something like that we're doing to open like at the show. So the goal is to hit 350 likes on Friday. If we do that, we'll get a booster pack. We'll open the booster pack on Saturday. If we get X number of likes on Saturday, we'll give away 2 slabs from our Sunday stream. So that's the goal for this weekend and like what we're trying to go to. But right now we're just trying to figure out what would be a cool, not crazy expensive, but like $100 to $125 like card or booster pack to open. I can't spell. So I know Ancient Origins was around that price range. So potentially Ancient Origins. XY does have a lot of potential with that too. That'd be something to consider. So I think XY would actually be this like the series that I would be interested, because I definitely would want to do Ancient Origins just for the potential to get one of these 3 cards. Like the potential is very appealing to me. Any of the Lugia EX full art, which would be insane. So I might go for like an Ancient Origins, right? Like an Ancient Origins. Like if we hit the 350 like goal, we'll try to find a pack of Ancient Origins or something similar from XY that has something cool in it. Okay, so XY Ancient Origins is the goal pack to find for our Friday stream. But again, this is just analyzing. Well, we did analyze the market. Now we're just looking for something cool to look for at the show. Do these have Ancient Origin packs in them? Lost Origin. Aha. Didn't think so. Okay. ETB sells for 2K. That is obnoxious. Well, with that being said, everybody, that is really what we're going for. So we are doing a 3-day show this weekend. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We will be live streaming all 3 days. We will be doing the same setup for all 3 days. We're going to leave our stuff on the table, and we'll just take our cards home every day. But with that being said, we've never done a 3-day show before. I have no idea what time check-in is going to be. I have no idea with any of that. Hopefully we get the email tomorrow. If not, I'll reach out to the promoter. But I'm anticipating if the show opens up at 1, we will start vendor load-in at 11, which would be a 2-hour time. So we'll do our load-in. We'll get everything set up. We'll go live about 12:30, and then we will start the goal for that. So I did already attach it to the thumbnail for you guys for the video in the thumbnail. And in the thumbnail, it just says like what our goal is for the likes. So again, our goal for Friday's stream is 350 likes on the live stream. If we get that, we will open up a pack Saturday. And then if Saturday's stream goes well, we will then host a slab giveaway Sunday. We will announce the slabs. Sunday, there'll be 2 giveaways for the slabs, which is going to be a non-member slab and a member slab. And then we have a way that we're going to do the entry. So again, it's all dependent on how Friday goes. for the giveaway. So with that being said, everybody, I hope everybody has a fantastic trash-tastic evening. That is going to be what the end for the stream is, but we will check you guys later and hope to see you guys tune into our live stream this weekend. Much love, y'all, and deuces.